Hello, wonderful bridge people. Eli Jelly back for hand of the day number 2. So I told y'all last time that weren't all gonna be fun, declaratory problems where I somehow found the right play. These are sometimes gonna be sad bidding problems where I went awry, and one of those happened yesterday. Actually, I was playing a club game with a student of mine. We were having just one of those games where nothing could go right. And we had about 5 or 6 boards left, and we are pretty much out of contention. But we could have maybe scratched or just had a respectable game. I have a lot of pride in my game. I want to finish well, but this board did not help us do that. So let's think about what I did wrong and what I could have done better. So I was east on this hand. Okay, I have all 4 hands exposed because I thought this would be interesting to see how the hand timed out. I will say that. Not only me, but someone else at the table, the North player, also made a different action than most people. So the whole auction got off to a different start, which is always interesting. So on this hand, South is the dealer, okay, and they have a clear pass. My partner has this nice 14.1 heart opener. The hearts aren't great, but as you'll see with my East hand, I have very good hearts. Now, North has a decision. Obviously, spades is their primary suit. You want to play in spades if you can, but they have this 6-card minor. So most people bid Michaels with their hand. Now, this North player did something kind of strange, which was they bid 2 clubs. I don't recommend this. I think vulnerable. It's scary to bid, Michaels, of course, but you are 6-5 and your spades are so good, and that's what you want to highlight. So by bidding 2 clubs here, I don't think it's the best route, but they actually did something pretty good later. So they bid 2 clubs, and now what do I do with my hand? So remember the context here. We're down. We're way down. I want to create action, and I'm thinking about the vulnerability. So I thought, maybe what I could do here is don't worry about just making a limit raise, which I think is what this hand is. It's a nice limit raise. I mean, it's kind of hand where my trumps are so good, and if my partner, I like that all my values are concentrated, and I have 10s, in both my long suits. So the type of hand where I want to go to game, for sure. But I could always just start with a limit raise, and who knows, maybe we have slam. But I decided to just jump to 4 hearts, and my thinking here was, a lot of the time when I jump to 4 hearts, they're going to think I'm very weak, and maybe they'll compete, and the colors are wrong, and I can double them and we can get that top, So that's kind of what I was shooting for. So I thought, I'll make the kind of practical bid, but also a bid that might promote action, and little did I know that it would. So here I bid 4 hearts. All right, so clearly South has a pass again. They've got this horrible hand. My partner thinks I have a weak hand with long hearts, so of course they have a pass. And now North says, okay, I need to get my spades into the picture. I'm going to make the bold here, bid here, and bid 4 spades. Okay, so this is the critical moment for me in the East seat. What would you do with my hand and why? So if you want to, pause the video before I tell you what I did, and we can discuss. All right, hopefully you had a chance to think that through. So I think I made a bad bid here. So what's funny is that my plan kind of came to fruition, but the context of what I thought would happen changed. I thought that they would have a more normal kind of like maybe they support clubs and then they go to 5 clubs, or maybe they would sort of trickle into 4 spades and with some doubt. But here, when North blasts to 4 spades, they have to be showing a 6-5. And like I said before, all my values are in the red suits. So if I'm thinking about my hand defensively, all of a sudden my hand looks really good offensively, but defensively it's not that great. The bad news about offense is that I have these 2 doubletons, and I don't know my partner's shape. I've shut my partner out, which is part of the problem with my 4 heart bid, right? It was a kind of a unilateral action here. Well, anyway, at the table, I think I was just kind of frustrated by this bid, and also like, really, they're 6-5. I don't know if 5 hearts are right. I don't know if we have too many losers or what. So I ended up doubling. Okay. I don't. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Maybe you have some opinions about this. Maybe my action wasn't as bad as I considered. But when I double again, I'm making this unilateral action. But I've misrepresented my hand. They competed to four spades, which is what I kind of wanted. But now I'm feeling sick about it because maybe my original plan wasn't so hot. So anyway, I double, and again, my partner, what should they do? I mean, maybe they just think I have long hearts and I have four spades to the queen jack nine or something like that, and I'm just trying to penalize, so they really can't make a move. I don't blame them at all for any actions on this board. All right, so at this point, we can see that South is like, wow, I have 5 card support. They have this horrible hand, but they have 5 card support. They can't be feeling that bad. And there's nothing we can do on this hand but take our 2 clubs, our heart trick, and our diamond trick for down 1. And everyone else is in hearts, or some people push them to 5 spades, double down 2, which is the big score I wanted. You can see here that slam is available as well. So yeah, this was a 0%, a rough one to say the least. But I think the lesson for me is that I have to, especially in the auction, sometimes be willing to shift gears. It's like I got what I wanted, but then when I got it, I wasn't so happy, and I think I doubled here out of frustration and the context. So anyway, you see how bridge is also a deeply psychological game. There's, who you're playing, what's happened before, how you're feeling that day can all affect your actions. Anyway, I'd love to hear your comments on this one. I think it's interesting. I know you can see all 4 hands, so you're probably feeling a little biased, but I thought there were some cool actions here, and hope you learned something. So anyway, I hope everyone has an amazing day, and per usual, happy bridge. Bye all. Thank you.